It's 6:38 a.m. Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning and welcome back to the Now Morning Show. Now listen. Dana Hayes-Burke is known as the vision builder, who is on a mission to give business owners the tools to move from hustler to CEO. Now, from speaking internationally to turning businesses around and vastly, I want to say vastly, I mean vastly increasing profits, Dana is a firm believer in the power of small businesses to generate big business bucks. And she joins us this morning to share her top techniques on how women entrepreneurs can achieve more with less. But gentlemen, don't worry, because you can learn something too. Dana, good morning.
Good morning, Natasha.
Welcome to the show.
I am so happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
And we're thankful to have you here this morning. Listen, so I was telling Dana, I was telling you before, I was looking at your website last night and I was absolutely blown away. There is so much, and I love the fact that you're so down to earth. I love you reference your accolades and you're like, but you can go on LinkedIn and see that. So we see that. But tell us a little bit more about yourself.
For me, I am truly, truly passionate about giving entrepreneurs the tools to take their business to the next level. For me, that looks like helping you to clarify your vision, to refine your business model so that you can increase your profits, pay yourself, and finally have that ideal life design that you got into business to have in the very first place.
So you just mentioned something that we hear about in business all the time, but to be honest, for some of us, it's really hard to pinpoint which is the vision.
Yeah.
So what exactly would you say is the vision for business? What is it?
I think that traditionally we're taught that a business vision exists independent of your own vision. But anyone who's a business owner understands that basically your business flows out of your life. So the way that I teach vision is, firstly, you need to have a vision for your life.
Okay.
What exactly do you want your life to look like? And then how does this business support that reality?
That is an interesting spin.
So when you think about it that way, no longer are you trying to live two lives with one body, but your business becomes a tool to help you fully live your life, and you design your business around your life rather than your life around your business. And ultimately, you have a much better life design.
I'm sold already. I am 100%. So I love the fact that you mentioned, designing it around your life. So everything works basically in cohesion.
Yes.
For you to basically uplift and make those big bucks, which is what we're talking about as well. But let's talk about some of the setbacks that we see being experienced. In your opinion, what are some of the major setbacks that business owners and entrepreneurs have?
I think that it's easy to register a business. It's easy to say I'm a business owner, but then the rubber meets the road. How do you actually make money from this? How do you actually run this business so that it is making money, you have a profit, and you have a life? I think that for many business owners, that's where the major challenge is. They are doing the work in their business, but somehow it's not giving you the results that you imagined. You're working 14 hours a day. You are trying your best and doing everything imaginable to market and position your business, but sometimes you hit this block and you can't cross over it. So I think that the biggest challenge business owners face is how to make more money, spend less time, and grow their business.
Yeah, I agree. So speaking about challenges, of course, we have to get into the conversation of women. Now, I was looking around the other day and I saw that a fourth of women actually are CEOs of startups and all these different things. And it may sound like a lot, but we still see some disparity. In your opinion, what do you think are some of the biggest challenges, if at all, that women face in building and then actually running businesses in this day?
I think the biggest thing is, firstly, women seeing themselves as able to do that. Yeah. I was thinking about my experience growing up. I've always wanted to be in the business space, but there weren't many women at the forefront. You weren't seeing many female entrepreneurs, many female CEOs. So on the basic level, it's that you don't see yourself represented in those spaces.
Yeah.
And then if you do have the courage to step out, the biggest thing now is, how do I balance it all? I'm a wife, I'm a mother, I'm a student, I'm a global business owner.
You're a superwoman.
It seems that way. It seems that way. There is a real reality of expectations, whether they're explicitly said to you or it's just said through subtext and context about where you fit and the things that you should give attention to. So women tend to have an internal struggle when it comes to that and going into business or even advancing their careers. And that internal struggle oftentimes keeps us from going into these spaces. But what I've also noticed is that many more women are stepping forward into business. And I think that the reason for that is because they're trying to find that life design. You've done the corporate, you're making that advancement, but somehow you're still not having the life that you imagined. So the goal is go into business with the hopes that I can have a better life, have more freedom, have more flexibility. But then it goes back to the problem we talked about. Most business owners never make that transition into that space.
That's it. And that's why what you are sharing is so important, because with what you're talking about, you're showing that it can become a reality.
Yes.
But it clearly entails a lot of inner work as well. Now, we can't really talk about all the inner work right now, but what we can talk about, and I'm dying to hear about this, are the 4 pillars of profitability pathway. Is that correct?
The 4 pillars of a profitable business. That's my 4P3
all right,
pathway.
let's go.
That is what I have kind of summed up to help business owners to refine their business model, and so that they're able to scale their businesses and finally start getting the results they're looking for. And the 4 Ps, the 4 pillars, are really 4 Cs. So how it works is that you have to be clear on your concept. Many times business owners start with a business product, a product in mind that they would like to sell or a service they would like to give, but they never transition into thinking, what is a position that my business is going to hold ultimately? Not just the product, but my business. What is the problem that I'm solving? You got to get clear on that. When you take that time to be clear on that, it becomes easier now for you to make business decisions that position you well. Then you create what people want, what the market is looking for, because you're now clear on it. It's not just your idea. Now there is evidence to support that. Then you need to ensure that you create systems. I found that throughout all of the work I've done with entrepreneurs locally and in the Caribbean and beyond, I've realized that we just do things in our business. You know, you're on autopilot, but you have no process.
Yes.
There is no way to duplicate yourself. You don't really understand your business. So the next C is concreteness. You got to get concrete, and then finally your communication. So this is the steps that I take my entrepreneurs through to help them scale their business, and it has been transformational for them, because finally they're getting out of that hustle hamster wheel rotation in their business, taking control of it, of what they're doing, positioning themselves, and they've been getting phenomenal results. I sum it up this way: they go from being booked, busy, and broke to finally blessed and bountiful.
I love it. Blessed. I'm writing that down. Hold on. Blessed and bountiful. That is definitely the new way to approach life, because we always talk about being booked and busy, but we always sort of just kind of sweep under the carpet the 3rd B.
Yeah.
You know, like
broke.
A lot of people, you know,
broke or broken.
Right, and this is why, again, I love the fact that obviously we've spoken about the 4 pillars, but you have also brought up the fact that, all right, there is some inner work that does need to be done, especially when it comes to women, because it's still, we have broken glass ceilings and we've broken barriers, but there's still definitely, being able to see that model out there. When we were younger, you wouldn't have seen it.
No.
Now we have a younger generation coming up who are seeing it. So it's almost as though, you are not just facilitating business owners right now, but the business owners to come as well, because they'll lead by example.
Yeah, I see it as changing legacy.
Yes.
And building legacy.
Definitely.
And that is going to not only be transformational for the entrepreneurs themselves and the goals and the vision that they have, but also for our country, for our economy. It's just going to be a lovely ripple effect of growth.
100%. I couldn't agree with you more. So, Dana, we do have some business owners who are watching right now. Do you have any words of advice for those who perhaps need to make some positive changes, maybe a step or 2 that they could take to make some changes right now?
That is so interesting that you've asked that, because yesterday I was invited to do a session with some small business owners who are in a program. And one of the things I had to advise them is to slow down. It's weird. I know it's a weird perspective, but slow down, stop, and assess where you are.
Okay.
I think that you know that something is lacking and you know that something is missing, but you don't know what it is. So stop and assess. Get some help. You really don't know what you don't know. And that's why coaching is now a thing that I believe people need to invest in. because every pro athlete, regardless of how talented you are, you have a coach, right?
Yes.
It seems that only in the game of life and business, we are just trying to wing it without any guidance. So get someone who's done it before, but also who can teach you how to do it so that you can get out of that cycle and finally look at your business with fresh eyes and design a strategy that will get you to where you really want to go as opposed to wherever you just end up.
And that's true. So having an end goal in mind, which ties back into the vision that we spoke about earlier.
Everything is vision. You know, what your mind sees, it's what you build. Where your mind is, your body follows. So it's very important for you to be clear on where you're going and to know where you're taking yourself so that you can steer the vehicle of your life and your business in the direction that you want it to go.
I couldn't agree with you more. So we spoke about where you're taking yourself, and I know you have traveled extensively and you've worked with international brands, regional brands throughout the world. Do you have any advice for Trinbagonian or even foreign, because I know you're watching from abroad right now, and who are interested in taking their brand global, but they don't know where to start?
Believe. Believe in yourself. You have to see it, believe it, and build it. That's my tagline. See the vision, believe the vision, build the vision. We're often building, but see and believe. I had to see myself as an international speaker. I remember when I started my business, I said my business would be global, but there was no roadmap. And many persons looked at me like, Dana, you're crazy. This is not possible, but you have to see it. You have to believe it, and then you can build it. So because I believe it, because I saw it, I've taken steps to position yourself. Sometimes you just need to take a bold step of faith into an uncertain space, but you see it as a part of your vision, and you'll be surprised what happens on the other side of your faith.
I feel excitement building, and I can imagine how excited you were. And for everybody who's excited and is ready for their business to take over, Dana, can you share your contact information with us?
Yes, so you can visit my website, danahayesburke.com. You can look for me on all social media platforms as Dana Hayes-Burke, The Vision Builder. Every Monday night, the first and the third Monday night, I do have a live on my Instagram page where I teach entrepreneurs about how to grow their strong and profitable business. And so any of those platforms, you will be able to reach out to me. You'll be able to have a conversation with me, and I can perhaps help you with your business and your vision.
Wonderful. Dana, thank you so much for being with us this morning and inspiring us. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
Trinidad and Tobago, Dana Hayes-Burke, the Vision Builder. And when we come back, it's time for chocolates. Stay tuned. This is the Now Morning Show.